Do you have a business plan for your lash business? Well, in this video, we're going to talk how you should have a business plan so your lash business gets off the ground exactly the way you want. Hello, how are you? My name is Miss La, and I am a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Michigan. I'm also a lash artist, and I'm the owner of Sheer Faces Lash Studio in Michigan. Here on my YouTube channel, I talk about things in regards to the lash business to help you launch and to scale your lash business. So I am the owner of Sheer Faces Lash Studio, which is located in Michigan, and I've been in my location now since it'll be 2 years coming up. And prior to that, like I said, I am a licensed cosmetologist from the state of Michigan. I went to Aveda, so I was at I'm familiar with the whole hair experience and working in like a dry bar and a salon, so I know what that's like. But after I discovered lashing, then I figured that was more something that I wanted to do. So I knew that at some point I wanted to have my own studio space because I've worked for somebody long enough and I know the ins and the outs of working at a salon, so I knew I didn't want to go that route. So I decided when the opportunity presented itself to go ahead and jump in and open my lash studio. I kind of sort of am the type that I make lists and I try to plan things out as best as I can. So when I opened up my studio, I had, even if it wasn't like a huge business plan, I had some type of knowledge about what I wanted to do. So right now I want to share with you exactly some key points and some things you should be doing to make a business plan, because a business plan will keep you organized, it will keep you on track, and you can predict or kind of predict what may happen in the future as far as problems. But we're going to talk about some key points for you to write your business plan. So your business plan doesn't have to be super long, but there are some key points that you want to hit, and we're going to talk a little bit about those key points. I won't go into like a lot of detail. This will be very brief, but of course Google is your friend. You can do some research on that, and then I will have a resource for you as well that I will talk about a little bit later on in the video. So let's go ahead and jump into the key points to write a business plan. The first thing you should do is have an executive summary. And although that sounds fancy, all the executive summary is, it's talking about your mission and the vision of your company and what the long and short-term goals of your lash business would be. So this doesn't have to be super long, just what your goals are for the future and what your vision is for the business. That should be summed up in the executive summary. I would give it no more than 10, maybe 8 to 10 sentences. You can go shorter than that. You can always revise that if you need to, but you should start out with the executive summary. The next thing you should talk about in your business plan is your description of the business. So if you're going to be a lash business, if you maybe want to offer other services, or what specifically you want to cater to, meaning if you want to do only classics, if you only want to do volume, that should be put into the description of your business. Once again, very short. Keep it no more than 10 sentences, just a general description of what your business is and what you may want to offer. The third thing you want to go over is your market analysis. And what the market analysis will be, that will entail who your lash client will be, what are the things that they value. For instance, my lash client is pretty much moms in general who want to do self-care and they don't have a lot of time and they want to do lashes, because when you have lashes, then you wake up and you have to do very minimal work to always look ready. So in my market analysis, that's what I put in. And then as far as what they value, like they value things like looking good every day, saving time, looking prepared for wherever they have to go. They value things like the service that they're getting for their money. It needs to be as close to luxury as possible, just different things like that. So you want to make a market analysis that will target exactly who your ideal lash client would be. The next thing you should be looking at in your business plan is the competitive analysis. And when you do a competitive analysis, you're going to be looking at who your competition is. What they offer, and what's going to be your unique selling position or unique value position as far as what you're going to bring to the market. So that could be something like, okay, if you've taken a survey of the different lash artists in your area, they do a lot of volume. You may say, well, I want to do classics. So that would be you looking at what your competitors are doing in that area and finding out exactly what you can do to kind of set yourself apart from the market. So that would be part of your competitive analysis. I looked at about maybe 3 or 4 different lash artists in my area, and then I based my services on that and also my pricing on that as well. So keep it short, don't overthink it, just look at a couple and then base your decisions about your competitive analysis on that. Merit Beauty has come out with a new product. They are releasing, or they have released, their new signature lip lightweight lipstick. It is a hydrating buildable lipstick with a really cool satin finish. It's so lightweight you really feel like you don't have it on. And this product is a satin finish, and it's made from plant-derived squalene and sunflower seed oil, which provides the lasting moisture. It has a comfortable feel to it that feels light as air. It also has vitamin C in it, which helps to cut down on the appearance of fine lines if you are experiencing that. And it also has a raspberry oil, which adds moisture, and it gives a really natural light set, which I really liked and I did notice. And it's also clean, vegan, and cruelty-free, and it is certified by Leaping Bunny. And this is the color called Tiger. And guys, this color went on so great, and I filmed like at least 4 or 5 videos in a day, and this signature lip product from Merit held up great. And now I'm going to show you exactly how it looks going on. Like I said, this is the color called Tiger, and they do have 8 shades that you can pick from, and those shades range from like a really neutral or something dark, but it is buildable. And you can also pair it with their slick. They have another lip product which is called Shade Slick, I believe it's called, but I will put everything in the description box so you can take a look at it. But this is the Merit Beauty Signature Lip Collection. If you are getting value from this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell so you get notifications of when I do post new content to help you launch your lash business. So the 5th analysis that you should have for your business plan is a description of organizational management. Now that just sounds real fancy. If you're going to be a solopreneur, then you would need that. But if you're thinking about maybe having a space of more than just you as the lash artist, or you're going to be in partnership with someone, however you're going to do that, then you do want to know like who's going to handle the money, who's going to handle ordering supplies. So you can do all of that by a description of the who will manage those things, and it once again, you don't have to overthink it, especially now at this stage, and you can change it as you go. But you should know, especially if you're not going to be a solopreneur, who is going to do what within your lash business. The next thing you should have is a description of services and products if you're going to do any type of retail products. So in my studio, I took the time out to give all my lash sets different names. I have a lash set called the Nyla Classic Lash Set or the Isabella Hybrid Set. And that was just my way of kind of setting myself apart from the other competition and just saying, okay, well, do you want a classic set or do you want a hybrid set? That was just my way of doing that. You do want to have a description of those services and what they will entail, meaning how long the service would be if you're going to do that, and what exactly it entails. If you're going to be, well, you will be offering fill-ins. You do want to have all that in place, so when you start to book clients, you don't have to think about it. They will know it because you have it listed in your booking app. And then if you're going to do retail products, you do want to have your pricing, the ingredients, where you're going to purchase those from. You want to know all that information so you can list that in your business plan as part of your description of your lash services and your retail products. The next item that you want to have as a part of your business plan is how you are going to market to your customers or your lash clients. So how will you reach them? What type of marketing budget you will have. Now, when I started out with Groupon, and I know that some people cringe at that, but it did help me to get my first 10 clients. So once I had my first 10 clients out of the way, then I started booking at my regular price. That was just me. But that was my way of marketing to people. And what I did was I had a system in place where I was capturing their information so I could market to them after they came in and redeemed for their Groupon service. So I was able to capture their phone numbers, their email addresses, and now I market to them and I get clients that book with me that way, and they originally came through Groupon. So that is something that you want to think about. I know a lot of people, you will hear them say that you don't need to run ads, you just need to post on social media and just deliver a lot of content. I can safely say, because I've done both, sometimes you have to do a mixture of both. I mean, you just have to. The thing is, you want to be sure you are intentional, whether you're spending marketing dollars or you're posting content online. You have to be intentional. Whatever you decide to do, have a budget. If you're going to do free, then you will need graphics, you will need photos, things like that. Of course, you can do it yourself, but if you, at some point, you're going to need the tools to make a really good product. And it took me years to get to that point. Like this camera I'm using now, it took me years to get this camera. But you need to know what your marketing budget is going to be, and you have to set something. So you can do free, but free only will last you so long. At some point you will have to come out of your pocket with some type of marketing dollars. But just know in the beginning, have an idea of what you want to spend, what tools you want to use to create the content or to reach your audience. You do want to know that and put that in your business plan. Sales plans. Now, if you're going to have retail, then you should have some type of idea of how you're going to sell that. What I generally do is right before the service ends, as I'm drying my clients, I will, just tell them they will get an aftercare sheet. I will recommend my Lash bath shampoo set. I also carry a lash serum, but at some point you want to make that touch point where you talk about your retail products. I also have them displayed in my lash studio space, and that goes over well, but you just want to have like a script or whatever you're going to say, or whatever, at what point you're going to talk about your retail products, so you can push those. A lot of people may not buy them them the first time, but once they come to you repeatedly and it's an investment, then trust me, they will buy something from you. So you want to have that in place. You want to look at your manufacturers. There are some amazing ones on Alibaba. That's what I use. But whatever type of retail you're going to have, just have a sales plan in place to push that retail to your lash clients. So this subject is touchy, but you have to know it. How will you fund your business? Now, I will be honest with me. What I did was I tried to do it as best I could. I would take, like, when I got a bunch of money, like at one time, like my taxes, or, you know, just any type of windfall of money, I would try to invest it back into myself. But you need to know going into this, how will I fund this? I'll be honest with you, when you first start, you will not, I don't care what anybody tells you, you will not be making the type of money that you think you're going to make. That happens like once every blue moon. And a lot of times what you see on social media is like a lot of hype. It may not be what's actually going on behind the scenes, but you need to know exactly how you're going to fund this business. If you're going to be at home lashing, you still need supplies. And I'm not talking about buying everything off Amazon. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You will need supplies to perform the lash services. If you're going to be in a studio space, then you're going to have overhead. Overhead meaning the lease space amount, the rental fee, your licensing, supplies, all those things. So you need to know how you're going to budget. You can do it, but you just need to know how. So look at your finances. I know people hate to do that. I hate to do that. But look at your finances, see what you have to work with, and see exactly how you can fund this business until you have a regular clientele. And your regular clientele will happen. It's just that it may be a little slower than you think. I don't want to lie to you and tell you something that, you know, it may not be, but you want to know how you're going to fund the business. Personally, I started with, my situation was totally different. So I had money to invest in myself. But if I had to give you a ballpoint figure, because everybody asks, I would say at least bare minimum 1,000. You can do it for less than that. You can always bootstrap it, but at least expect 1,000 to get you up and running. And when I say 1,000, meaning if you're in your home lashing. If you're in a studio space, then that will vary, because a lot of times the location will require a deposit in first month for your to get into the space. So, you know, that can be way more than 1,000 depending on where you're at. But just, I would say, work with what you got. Don't try to take out a loan unless you're gonna open up a lash studio with like 10 lash artists. But just work with what you have until you get your clientele coming in. All right, this last piece of advice is something that I learned from reading a book. And a lot of us hate to look at our finances, because God knows I hate to do that. But in order for you to kind of project things as far as how you're going to grow this business, you have to kind of know at what point you will start to break even, meaning how many clients do you need to bring in to make this much amount of money. And it's just a projection. Things will happen, things will change, but you just want to kind of know, okay, in 6 months after I open this business, I should have 10 clients or 5 clients. And these 5 clients should be bringing me in this. That's just an example. Whatever your situation is, depending on where you're located, what your market says, you want to do some type of financial projections. And you can always, you know, revise those, change them up or down, but you just want to have an idea so you know what you should be shooting for when you're out there trying to get clients, when you're selling retail products, all of that. You want to have some type of financial projections, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can use, I use Google Docs a lot. I use the Google spreadsheets. Those are free to use. You can just use those. You can set up your columns, then go like 6 months out, do your projections, just really easy. And if you're not good with setting up like the whole business plan and projections, then I do have a resource for you that I'm going to show you, and there will be a link in the description box as well. So we've been talking about you creating your very simple business plan, and if you don't know where to start, then I do have the Lash business planner for you that's available for you to use. And this planner has everything that you could possibly need to start getting ideas about running your business. There's a goal planner, there's a daily planner, there is planner for your social media content. There is also a section where you can put down your budgets, like for your campaigns and things like that. So here, I'll turn it and show it to you. See, just like that. So this book or this planner, I will have the description or the link in the description box for you to go ahead and purchase this. And this planner, a lot of it I use now, and then I used it when I was starting my lash business, and it helps so much. I'm a firm believer that when you write things down, that when you see it, when you write it down, it will resonate with you, and it will help to manifest into your life and into your situation. And it's more likely that you will do it and it will come true. So having something like a planner will help you to do that. So like I said, I will put the link in the description box of where you can purchase your Lash business planner. Now that we've talked about you writing your business plan to start your lash business, I want to know if you either have already started to generate some ideas, or if you have your business plan already, if there was anything within this video that maybe you forgot that you're going to add as a part of your business plan. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell so you get notifications of when I do post new content. I do post content to help you launch and to grow your lash business. Have a great day, guys. Bye.